This is a warning. The Grim Reaper of radio, Bob Romanik, with his off-the-record show is about to air. He's probably the nastiest and craziest son of a bitch that you've ever had the misfortune to encounter. The Grim Reaper show will be very controversial and probably quite tasteless. If you are even slightly offended by controversial matter concerning religion, racial matters, politics, or life's problems, you are hereby warned to turn this program off immediately. The Grim Reaper show will be, like his face, very scary and very ugly. At this time, not proudly, but shamefully presents to you Bob Romanik, the craziest son of a bitch on the radio today.
This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM. Simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom. Radical Radio, and we are, as always, proud, very proud to be the Patriot. Good Wednesday morning. Weather report from the KZQZ Weather Central. Meteorologist Bob Romanik. It's raining a little bit outside. It's a little chilly. Weather report's over. Get your ass out of here. Hey. You know what? It's nice to be able to sit here and say what I want, when I want, about what I want. And that's just not me. That's all of us. We can all do that. Maybe you don't get the radio time. I'll give everybody 15 minutes of recognition. I've told you that before, friend and foe. But I sit here, a lot of supporters, a lot of listeners all throughout our St. Louis region on both sides of the river. And some disagree, but most agree. You know, it's that Trump mentality. What I said yesterday, I started this 5-6 years ago. And, you know, I was going to run for state rep, and I'm still on the ballot, of course. Got these ass-wipe, stupid, ignorant son of a bitches that they call themselves the Republican elitists, the St. Clair County Republican Party, and they're not. St. Clair County's never, in the last 40 years, never really had a Republican Party. But you got this asswipe Doug Jamison and his little minion followers, Barb Viviano and Mary Thurman and John West. And these elitist son of a bitches from O'Fallon. Not the good people from O'Fallon, because there's a lot of great people. But these few son of a bitches have commandeered the Republican Party. The Republican people out there don't even know these ignorant bastards. Don't know who the hell they are, what they're about. But they're going to tell me they don't like me? Doug Jamison, the leader of the St. Clair County Republican Party, who been charged with domestic violence. It's in Sangamon County court records. Owed over $100,000 a year for child support. And to me, that's just as egregious as domestic violence. But I thought, you know, and I'm still thinking about it. Maybe I don't let these son of a bitches scare me off, because I've talked to the Republican people in the outer county. And they're a forgiving bunch, and they know that I'm about half nuts. But that's okay. Don't care. I think we're all about half nuts. But I think we're going to get a lot of support. So I thought, why give in to some idiots like Doug Jamison, Mary Thurman, Barb Viviano, John West? And people told me yesterday, Bob, don't bring their names up. No, these are no good, hypocritical son of a bitches who have attempted to take over the Republican Party. You see what's going on nationwide? The Republican rank and file, and that's who I want supporting us. The good Republicans and the good Democrats. I want the rank and file, not the 8 or 10 party leaders on both sides. The party leaders of the Republican Party in St. Clair County are just as politically corrupt as the Democratic leaders in St. Clair County. I'm not talking about the masses, the good Democrats, the good Republicans. You know, they always want to divide and conquer. Well, you're a Democrat, I'm a Republican. All you good people out there, don't let these ignorant bastards, the organizational people, and that's what it is. It's 15, 20, 30 on both sides who have their personal agenda, and they want to wrap it around either the Democratic Party or the Republican Party. You've heard me say 1,000 times, the Democratic coroner will do nothing different than the Republican coroner. The Democratic auditor, when they count up the numbers, 2 and 2 is going to be 4. Doesn't make any difference if you're a Democratic auditor or a Republican auditor. It's a job. Nationwide, when we go up to Washington, there are philosophical differences, but not at the local level. Now, you could have a Democrat. He'll do the same thing as a Republican to do in office at the county level. Now, maybe at the federal level, they'll vote different. One will vote for the Democrat, the other for the Republican because of economic situations, because of foreign policy situations. I understand that because of energy situations. But there's no philosophical difference at the county level. But there's got to be the Democratic chairman, God Sprague, and his counterpart, another idiot, the Republican county chairman, Doug Jamison. What two asswipes these son of a bitches are. They've got about 20, 30 followers, but they think they're so powerful. Well, I'll tell you, Bob Sprague's not so powerful. Half of the East St. Louis Democrats broke away from Bob Sprague and that plantation mentality. They're now the New Vision Democrats, the true Democrats of East St. Louis. And they've done it in the outer county. And I think the Republican base has done the same thing. The majority of the people, all the good Democrats, all the good Republicans, about 95%, they don't give a damn about political organization in St. Clair County. Their mentality, I believe, is the same as the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition. Vote the person, not the party. Vote the person who's going to do for you, your community, your children, your grandchildren, somebody that's going to be right and be a public servant, not a political parasitical punk that we call politicians. We don't need politicians in St. Clair County. We don't need politicians. We need public servants. We need people that are going to do the job. You'll hear the Democrats at the national level. The Republicans are bad, no good sons of bitches. You'll hear the Republicans, the Democrats are worse son of a bitches than we are. Why? Why people divide and conquer? That's just like the Democratic corruption in St. Clair County. A lot of great Democrats all throughout St. Clair County. They're tired of following the lead of God Sprague, of Mark Sweet Cakes Kern, of John Red on the Noodle like a pecker on a Poodle Bear Civic. See, these leaders on both sides, they want you to follow them so they, their families and their close friends, so they can benefit, not the vast majority of good Democrats, good Republicans. You know I'm running on the Republican ticket. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I'm an American. I'm not going to get elected and go up and shill for Rauner, the Republican governor, just because there's an R behind my name. I wouldn't do the same if I was a Democrat. People, you have to understand, we have to quit. We have to quit letting these bastards divide and conquer us. They do that on the racial level. They want to divide the proud blacks and the proud whites. Now, there's a lot of ass-white blacks walking all over St. Clair County, but there's just as many white asses walking all throughout the county. Don't let them divide and conquer us because of a couple bad apples in the racial bend, whether white or black. But that's what they do. It's always divide and conquer on the racial end, on the political end, on the religious end, on the financial end. When are we going to put a stop to that, people? And you know I'm not a perfect guy. But I'll be damned. I'm telling you the way it is. You need people like me, like Trump, not Democrats or Republicans, but people are going to get out here and expose these rotten bastards. People, they're going to get out here and tell you the way it is. People are going to do what I do, what Trump does, and don't give a damn about repercussions. And I don't know about Trump. I can't talk for that idiot. I'm talking for this idiot. I don't give a damn. I'm going to live my life, say what I want, do what I want. I'm not going to step and fetch to get elected to an office. I'm not going to step and fetch and pander the crowds to get a vote. You got to know what you're getting, people. You go to the grocery store. You look on the label. Now it's in small print, but they tell you what's in that product. Politicians don't tell you what's in them, what's in their product. You'll never know what's on the inside, what's in their heart and their gut, till you elect them and they go to the county or to the cities or to Springfield or to Washington, D.C. Then it's too late. You'd never buy a product that you didn't know what was in it. Why the hell do you vote for people and not knowing what they're about? You know what Bob Romanik's about. Bob Romanik's about surviving. Bob Romanik's about doing a good job. Bob Romanik's about exposing these son of a bitches. And Bob Romanik's about telling you that he's far from being perfect. And I get tired of saying that. I mean, that should be the disclaimer, just like my show is ugly and scary, and people will talk to me, not very many, but a few. Oh, you shouldn't say that. No, you shouldn't listen. Are you nuts? Don't tell me what I can say or what I can do. I'm not pandering to the crowd. Hillary Clinton yesterday, and it's a Democratic thing, and I don't care if it was a Republican thing. She's being interviewed by some blacks, and they said, hey, Hillary, you've got the black support. Do you have, they say that you carry hot sauce. She says, yeah, that should be good for all y'all, because I carry hot sauce. That's just pandering the crowd. How racial is that? What the hell? Let's quit pandering and start doing. Don't kiss my ass. If I vote for somebody, I don't want you to kiss my ass. I want you to go to Springfield, to Washington, to the county, to the cities, and do what you're supposed to do. Protect us and serve us. That's what you're supposed to do as a public servant. We need to get away from every politician. See, Trump's not a politician. The big Republican base, they're trying to get rid of Trump. Just like this Doug Jamieson trying to get rid of me. They don't give a damn about what the Republican people want. They give a damn what that little elitist group wants. And here's the problem with these O'Fallon, and not the proud Republicans in O'Fallon. I'm separating you from these few asswipe O'Fallon people. Doug Jamieson, Bar Viviano, Mary Thurman, John West, the county board member who presents legislation for Kern, the Democrat all the time. That tells you what kind of Republican John West is. But these no good son of a bitches, they don't want to see the Republicans win. They don't want to see the Freedom Coalition assist them and stop this culture of corruption, because you know why? They won't have control over us. They won't be party control if we're elected through the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition, because our motto is vote the person, not the party. They won't have control. See, they don't like that, people. The big shot Republicans in Washington don't like what Trump's doing. And the Democrats don't like what Bernie Sanders is doing. They want to keep that elitist organizational crap going, both Democrats and Republicans. There's enough to go around. How many Republican candidates have you heard talking bad about Republicans and bad about Democrats? And again, I'm not talking about the proud Republicans all throughout St. Clair County that don't belong to the Republican organization. You can be a Republican and not fall for this crap that these organizational bastards want you to fall for. You can be a proud Democrat out there and not fall for the crap that the Democratic organization. It's not another organization to compare them with is the mob, the mafia. They're an organization. Do you understand, people? Don't let these bastards lead us by our noses. That's what they want to do. They want to tell you that you can't survive without them, that they're the leaders of both parties, that you need their Their special permission. Let me tell you what, Jameson and the Republican Party of St. Clair County, I don't need anybody's permission. You're not my mama. You're not my daddy. But that's the way they want to play the game, as does Sprague and Kern and Bear Civic on the Democratic side. Wouldn't it be nice if all the Democrats and all Republicans of St. Clair County thought, hey, to hell with this organizational politics. I'm going to vote the person who I think will do a better job. I'm going to vote for the person that I think can get something done. I don't give a damn if there's an R behind his name or a D. But you notice they play that psychological warfare with all of us. Oh, you're a Democrat. Your mom was a Democrat. Your dad, you got to be a Democrat. I got to be my ass. I'm going to be for who's for me and my family and my community. I'm going to be for who's going to try to do right. Look at the proud Democrats in East St. Louis. They're not going to cross over and ever become Republicans. But we're asking them and hoping that they will align with the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition, hoping they will align with other groups to come together and vote the person, not the party, to get rid of this corruption in St. Clair County. See, God Sprague has been pulling this crap off for 20 years with Bear Civic's help and Mark Kern's help. I don't think they can do it anymore. The proud black Democrats, the true black Democrats, Oliver Hamilton and Robert Eastern, are leading the charge for the New Vision Democrats. They are the true Democratic people of St. Clair County, of East St. Louis. They're not the Stephen and Fetchins. They're not the Alonzo Greenwood. They're not the Charlie Powells or the Alvin Parks. They're the true Democrats. But you'll get Alvin Parks down there, good people of East St. Louis. You'll get Alonzo Greenwood. You'll get Charlie Powell. And they tell you got to be a Democrat. You got to vote for Sprague. Why? So you can live on the plantation? Don't give a damn. I've said this before. Somebody brings you $1 million. Are you going to ask if he's a Democrat or Republican? If he can help your family survive, eat, have proper housing, proper medical care? Do you give a damn if he's a Democrat or Republican? Hell no, you wouldn't. But that's what these Democrats preach. And again, I want to separate the proud Democrats from the Democratic organization, just like I want to separate the proud Republicans all throughout St. Clair County from the Republican organization, just like I want to separate the proud blacks from the plantation Negroes down in East St. Louis. They're not all the same. There's none of us all the same. But these politicians, both Democrats and Republicans, they want to link us together. Why do you got to label yourself? Why you got to be a Democrat? Why you got to be a Republican? I'll say the same thing about religion. Why you got to be a Catholic? Why you got to be a Methodist? Why you got to be a Protestant? Why you got to be a Jewish? If you believe in God, believe in God. Everybody wants organization. You don't need organization to be a political leader, to do something for your community. You don't need to be in a church, an organization, to believe and pray to God. But you know, the organization is there. Through the churches, through the political, through the schools, it's always organization, because that's how they want to control everybody, people. You sit down and drink your coffee today and think about it. That's how they control us. Become part of this organization, become part of that organization. I say take these organizations, shove them up my ass. I can do without an organization. I don't have to belong to any organization to work hard, to do for me and my family, to go to church if I believe in God. I don't need an organization for any of that. I don't need an organization telling me who I should vote for. Think about it, people. It's not organizing you. It's hurting you into the cattle bin of the Democrats or the Republicans. And there's enough shame in that game to go around for both groups. But think about it, people. We've got the election coming up in November. It's all about organization. It's all about spending money. I put a lot of money out because you got to fight fire with fire. If I decide to take this real seriously, I'll go after these bastards, and I don't give a damn how much of my hard-earned money I'll spend, because I respect money. I don't worship money like these bastards, and they don't spend their money anyway. They get people jobs at the county. They make them buy tickets. That's the money they spend. They tell me Kern has a little bit of stock. We checked his financial records. Has a little bit of stock in Disney. Has no real net worth. But guess what he's got, people? He's got a $12 million trust fund. He's a trust fund baby. Mommy and daddy have $12 million put back for that little sissy boy bastard. He's never earned his money. That's old money. And I'll say I have to respect his mother and father. If they worked that hard and were that successful, I want to salute them because that's the American way. It's not the American way for an asswipe son of a bitch like Mark Kern who can't do anything else. So he becomes a politician. He's a bobblehead for Sprague and Barra Civic. Everybody knows that. What an embarrassment he is. And speaking of that, make sure you go to the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition Facebook. There's a separate section because it's a little offensive, but it's got some funny pictures. We're lampooning Kern and Sprague and the boys. They can take it, can't they, people? They dish it out day after day. They make our lives miserable. They raise our taxes. They screw us out of money. They give their asswipe boys like Herbie the Hemorrhoid Simmon big jobs that aren't qualified. They do that constantly, and we've let them get away with it. But I think with the New Vision Democrats breaking away from the plantation, and I want to salute them again down in East St. Louis, with all the good people in Cahokia and Centerville Township breaking away off the plantation, I want to salute them, people in Washington Park. It's a dawn of a new day, people. We don't have to be organized to be successful. You can go out and you can vote the person, not the party. You don't have to listen to party leaders on both sides. And I may reinvent myself, even though I'm not talking for the rest of the candidates on the Republican ticket. Please, let it be known that Bob Romanik speaks for no one but Bob Romanik. If I decide to stay into the race, I don't want to be a Republican because that's an organizational word. I definitely don't want to be a Democrat, not in St. Clair County anyway. A lot of good Democrats. They're not organizational Democrats. They're true Democrats that believe in the democratic philosophy, just like there's true Republicans that believe in the true Republican philosophy. That's what I want to be. I don't want to be an organizational anything. So I think if I run, I'm going to run on the Republican ticket because I have to, because you can't ever get into the Democratic side because they've got that all tightened up in the primary because their organization will just blow you out of the water because they've got their few guys up there and they steal a lot of votes too. You people know that. I think I'll run on the maybe the American Party because I'm running as an American. I don't want to run as a Democrat. I don't want to run as a Republican, especially on the local level, the county level. Are you crazy? I'll do no difference as state representative as a Republican or a Democrat. See, I've got both sides pissed at me, and I don't give a damn. I told Rounders people, the governor, I'm not going to be a shill for the governor. I'm not going to be a shill for Madigan. My opponent, Miss Greenwood, the council lady from East St. Louis, whose dad is a president of the school board, who she's working for the school board at $100,000 a year, makes another 40. She's on the city council. Her dad's pushed her through all these jobs. If she gets elected, she's going to be a bobblehead for Madigan, a Democrat. Her dad's going to tell her what to do. Her dad's going to get the jobs down there and try to destroy the rest of East St. Louis. But that's what greedy son of a bitch and asswipe politicians do. You've heard me. I'm not going to take a salary. I'm not going to take one penny from the good people of the state of Illinois because I don't need it. That's greedy. When you're eating and you grab some people's food off the other table when you don't need it. But what really pisses them off, I'm going to ask that their salary be cut in half. That's a part-time position, people. $70,000, $80,000, $90,000 a year for a part-time position. I never heard of crap like that. I'm going to ask that their pensions, everybody's pensions, because we're $11 billion, $12, $13 billion in debt, I'm going to ask that all pensions be gone. They're not going to like that. Not only the Democrats, the Republicans. I had a guy last night say, Romanik, if you say that, you're not going to have anybody for you. And I said, I disagree. I'm not going to have what I just said I hated, organization. I won't have the Republican organization. These ignorant bastards. I'm not going to have them with me. I'm definitely not going to have the Democratic organization with me. But see, I don't want organized politics with me. I want the rank and file. I want the good Democrats in my 114th legislative district and in St. Clair County for the candidates on the Republican ballot, a lot of them members of the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition. I want the Democrats and the Republicans, the rank and file, the decent Democrats, the decent Republicans. That's who I want supporting and voting for me. I don't give a damn. I'm like Trump. I don't give a damn about either side. I give a damn about the people in the 114th legislative district that'll put me in Springfield. This organizational crap's got to go. And I just hope, people, by listening to me today, that you understand the divisive factors that these politicians, both Democrats and Republicans, that they put in our heads. All this propaganda. Oh, you're a Republican. What the hell? Nobody goes around and say, hey, you're a Catholic. You're a Methodist. You do what you do. You practice what you practice. You don't have to be organized. But the organization brings the money. The money brings the power. And that's what these son of a bitches thrive on, is money and power. Let's take this money and power away from the organized politics. Let's bring politics back. Let's make it grassroots. Let's don't give a damn what the party leaders say. Let's give a damn what we the people say. That's the only way we're going to survive in this hellacious political environment. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane broadcasting at its finest. America's bi-state voice of freedom, your guardian of the First Amendment. Radical Radio, and we are, as always, very proud to be the Patriot. This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, Radical Radio, and we are, as always, proud, very proud to be the Patriot. I apologize yesterday. I didn't get to our community service. And we're not obligated to do this. We do this because we want to do it. We're trying to help out people in our community, unlike the political arm of our community. But let's go with this. The Millstadt Senior Citizens are going to have a big old bag and jewelry sale Friday and Saturday, April the 29th and 30th. It helps, all the donations will be helped for the Meals on Wheels. And it's a great cause, and the good people at the Millstadt Senior Citizens, we want to salute them. And I want to salute Patty Avansko. She's the executive director of the Millstadt Township Senior Services. And they do a great job out there. And she thanks me for giving the advertisement last time. Now I want to thank her for all they do for the community of Millstadt and everybody in these small towns and big towns that take time out to volunteer time to help the needy. I tell you, I want to salute you guys. You're the unsung heroes, as is our military and our first responders. So it's going to be April the 29th and 30th. You're going to have retro jewelry and new purses. And it's located at 102 South Jefferson Street in Millstadt. If you need any information, you can contact, I guess it would be Patty. It's 618-476-3731. And it says all proceeds will be used to support the senior center. And they're going to have a wine and cheese party Friday night on April the 29th from 5 to 7 p.m. So if you guys can make it out to the lovely, lovely village of Millstadt, please do. Our good people and friends up in Bond County, there's a young boy, Zachary Zach Woods. He's 9-year-old. He's from Donaldson, which is up in Bond County, I believe. They're going to have a benefit to be held for him at the Panama VFW on Saturday, May the 14th, and we'll talk about it a little bit later on. But he has monthly cost of over $2,000, and like everybody's parents, hell, that's a lot to afford out-of-pocket cost, and people are trying to help them in the area to defray the cost. So you can contact Melanie Wells at 217-556-7970 to try to help the cause out, and we'll talk about that a little bit further down the road. And again, let me tell you people, it's always better to be in a situation where you're donating to somebody for their misfortune than somebody donating to you for your misfortune. So think about it and act accordingly. And Sharon Casper, thank you very much for that information. The American Legion Post, Belleville, 1937, having their meet, shoot, and wheel raffle on Sunday, April the 24th at TR's Place. Any information, you can contact Commander Jim Farbus at 618-409-1212. Don't forget the Anide Shriners Drum and Bugle Corps, their spring exhibition with special guests, the O'Fallon Jazz Band, the Jazz Ensemble, to be held this Saturday, April the 23rd at Scottish Rite Auditorium, located at 1549 Frank Scott Parkway West in Belleville. Any questions or concerns, you can contact 618-874-1870 to get tickets. And again, always support our great Shriners. Once again, Leesman Funeral Home, we want to salute you guys and everybody in Dupo for stepping up to the plate and helping out the family of that poor little girl, Emily Ross Perrin, who was apparently suffocated by her mother. And I don't want to go there, but they're still looking for assistance for the family. They've got 6 siblings, and I don't know what they're going to do with their mother in jail. But they say checks can be made out to the Leesman Funeral Home, and they'll deposit the money in the family for a trust. So you can send them to Leesman Funeral Home, Post Office Box 36, Dupo, Illinois. And I think you guys send a little bit of money out if you have it. It'll give you a good feeling. I don't have to tell you guys. You guys are all decent people. You know what to do, so do it the right way. Don't forget, you can listen to me on iTunes. You can type in Bob Romanik and/or the Grim Reaper of Radio to get me anytime, any of my past shows. We archive all of them, so if you want to get sick and get sicker, you can go in and type in Bob Romanik and/or the Grim Reaper. You can go to our streaming site, InsignBroadcasting.com. One word, common spelling, for the best of all 3 of our great stations. You can now hear my repeat performance every day, Monday through Friday at 4 o'clock p.m., and also broadcasting from the graveyard to the graveyard shift at the stroke of midnight every Monday through Friday. Like us on Facebook, KQQZ 1190 AM, RKZQZ 1430 AM. You can also go to my Fans of the Grim Reaper of Radio Facebook and cuss me out, do whatever the hell you want, because you know I don't give a damn. And if I resurrected again, Bob Romanik for State Representative, you can go to that website. On this date, April the 20th, 1812, Vice President George Clinton. Now, nobody would know who the Vice President was back in 1812, but Vice President George Clinton became the first Vice President to die in office. On this date, April the 20th, 1889, Adolf Hitler was born. On this date, April the 20th, 1955, our good scary friend Alfred Hitchcock became an American citizen. On this date, April the 20th, 1959, Marilyn Monroe was on the cover of Life magazine, probably scantily clad, which I like personally. On this date, April the 20th, 1973, L. Patrick Gray The acting director of the FBI resigned after admitting he destroyed evidence connected with Watergate. Just another rotten bastard, crooked politician. On this date, April the 20th, 1999, 12 students and 1 teacher was gunned down, and the 2 shooters killed themselves at Columbine High School in Littleton, Colorado. On this date, a date for Mark Kern, I guess, April the 20th, 2001, China removed homosexuality from its list of mental illnesses. What the hell, what do you personally think about that, Mark Sweetcakes Kern? I just don't know. I like to get your opinion because you could be an expert on that. I'm saying could be, don't know. And if you know what I mean, and I think you do. That's what happened on this date, April the 20th, throughout all these years in our world's history. This gentleman here sends me email, and again, we appreciate all the hundreds and thousands of emails, phone calls, and everything we get. Information, compliments, and some criticism. Not much, but I'll take it. We'll take whatever we can get. A guy says, no first or last names, but I want to thank you for that email. I won't even read it. They got this guy, Zasaro, Z-A-C-A-R-O, and it's Zasaro Pizza at AOL.com. Let me get this straight. Bob's getting out of the race. Maybe he's scared he's going to lose. This whole Doug Jamison thing is BS. He never mentioned Doug Jamison until last Thursday. What a coward Bob is. Thanks for wasting our time, Joker. Hey, you're the Joker, you idiot. How am I wasting your time, you ass-white bastard? Apparently you listen to my crap. How am I wasting your time? I'm out there busting my ass. I don't give a damn about losing. I've never lost in my life. You know why? Because I've never quit. I've never lost. I may not have been successful, but I've never, ever lost. And when these bastards used to knock me down, these political son of a bitches, I got right back up. I didn't win, but I guarantee you I kept fighting. So you're the loser, whatever, Zasaro Pizza at AOL.com. I'm going to send you a nasty, nasty response, but wasting his time. You know, what's wrong with some people? You know, I said, well, maybe I'll read this because it's a criticism. But no, I don't. I'll take criticism. And if I'm wrong, I'll apologize like I did to Mr. Van Hoos a couple days ago. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn about losing. I give a damn about ignorant people who don't try. And that's what we're doing with the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition. The Republican, not the good Republican people, the Republican organization had no candidates. They never field any candidates. That's why these Democrats win year after year. They're going to criticize us for getting on the ticket because they can't control us. And that's the thing. They don't have to like me. I'm not kissing their ass. You got this Ron Dupert running for judge. He's so far up their asses up there. Mary Thurman, Barb Viviano, John West, and Doug Jamison. I don't know how that son of a bitch can breathe. And that's a shame. You got that ignorant bastard running against another ignorant bastard, Vera Civic. They say, oh, he's on the Republican ticket. Don't give a damn. You know, my ticket. I'm on my ticket, and every other candidate's on their own ticket. It's vote the person, not the party. What the hell's wrong with some idiot people? Hey, and remember, I'm getting a little more religious because guy told me about the Old Testament. It says, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. And I don't want to compare myself to the Lord or Jesus if there is a God, and I hope there is. Don't know. I don't want to lie to you. I really don't know. But I tell you what, I will say that I'm going to take a little page out of that Old Testament. I'm going to say political vengeance. Political vengeance is mine, saith Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio. I like to win, but I'm more into destroying this culture of corruption. You can't build a house. If you got an old house and it's falling down, you don't build that house up. You knock that house down. You get a clean foundation, and then you move forward and you build a safe, sturdy structure. That's what we got to do. We got to destroy this Democratic organization in St. Clair County. And when I say we as people, we as Americans, Democrats, Republicans, men, women, black, white. There's no political party here, people. You got to vote the person, not the party, the person that's going to do for you and do for your community. To hell with this organized political crap. We're talking about, we're having our dinner, the first annual St. Clair County Freedom Coalition Patriotic Salute to America dinner at Fisher's on April the 30th. Tickets are $500. We're going to have 500 people there. And of course, we're going to talk politics, but we want to salute America for what it stands for. And it stands for fair politics. It stands for politics that we can get out and elect public servants they're going to do for us. That's part of the democracy that our brave military heroes fought and some died to give us. But we're going to have our first annual St. Clair County Freedom Coalition Patriotic Salute to America dinner from 6 to 10 p.m. on April the 30th. I've got bagpipers coming out. There's going to be honor guards. It's going to be a great time. And there's going to be politics talk. But what I'd like to ask, I'd like to have four members of the Air Force, 4 members of the Marines, 4 members of the Army, and 4 members of the Navy to give us a call or go to our Facebook page, St. Clair County Freedom Coalition. Would like to make you guys our honored guest, put you at the top table. And if you guys aren't big and heavy like most of us when we get older, if you could wear your uniforms, because that's what we're going to do. We're going to salute America and salute our brave military heroes that never really get honored. They'll honor you hell after you die. They'll give you a little token. We want to honor you good guys while you're alive, and we'd like to have 4 honored guests from the military, the Marines, the Army, the Navy, and the Air Force. Give us a call so we can honor you guys and put you at the top table. You don't have to speak. All we want to do is salute you guys, because it is America's voice of freedom, 1190. We preach that every day. We preach our brave military. We respect and love our military and honor them as we do our first responders. So if anybody that's an ex, well, you're never an ex-Marine. I guess you're never an ex-Army guy. You're always Army, Marine, Navy, Air Force. If you guys would give us a call at the station, 394-1190, or go to our Facebook page, St. Clair County Freedom Coalition, because we'd love to have you guys as our honored guests. Not going to cost you a penny. It's going to be a great ceremony, going to be a great time, a lot of camaraderie. So we'd like to have you guys come. So if we can do that, please do. Anybody that wants to get a ticket, they can give us a call. We don't have many left. We're about 450 out. So it's going to be a great event. We're going to salute America, and then we're going to start doing what we do in America, start playing some politics. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. We don't have a lot of time, but we're going to talk a little bit about Eckert again. $20,000. Eckert's ducking me. I've called him several times. I think he's crapping in his pants, him and his good friend at Lindenwood, Mary Rutter, Rueter, the vice president at Lindenwood, and we're going to talk about that. And we're going to talk about Belleville and Eckert, Maximus Vaginus Eckert. You guys know you're going to get your property tax raised by $70 more for city property taxes. Belleville OK's budget will increase property taxes. And all you good people in Belleville, you can thank Mark Maximus Vaginus, old pussy boy Eckert, the mayor, because he has no clue what he's doing. He's wasting your money. He's wasting your time. And you people that voted for him wasted your vote last election. We'll be back right after this break. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM, insane broadcasting at its finest, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio, and we are, as always, proud, very proud to be the Patriot. This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM, insane broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, Radical Radio, and we are, as always, proud, very, very proud to be the Patriot. We've already had a Navy veteran, I think an Army veteran, a Marine. So you guys give us a call because we'd like to have some of you guys there because that's what it's about, honoring America. And we can't honor and salute, have a patriotic salute to America without having our brave military heroes there to give that salute to. So guys, keep calling in. We're going to love to see you on the 30th of April at Fisher's. We don't have but a few more minutes. We're going to talk about all this tomorrow. But Belleville's raised their property taxes. What a great deal. Mark Maximus Vaginas Eckert, they've already spent $250,000 fighting the relocation to St. Elizabeth Hospital. And now they're trying to get back together. See, you ignorant bastards, you and Kern and Barra Civic and Sprague, if you guys would have done it right all these years, we wouldn't have these problems. We lost the spy agency because of you. The airports cost us $500 million because of you. We've got that debacle out at the Shrine that they can't get a hotel. $98 million, my ass. It's going to be $98 million. That's going to be a flop and a failure just like everything else Kern and Sprague and Barra Civic and Eckert have done the last 20 years. But I still, Mr. Eckert, Maximus Vaginas, I'm asking Brendan Kelly for a grand jury investigation. I believe personally that it is official misconduct, a crime, a criminal offense for you to benefit from your flower shop by being the mayor, by having Lindenwood University, the university that you let get away with murder, that you let have all kind of safety deficiencies, and you let go year after year because you've got over $20,000 in flower business. How egregious is that, Maximus Vaginas? And I'm telling you, he's done such a bad job, he will not run for mayor next time. He will get a position with Lindenwood University. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. You heard it first here, like you hear everything else first. But we'll get together with all that tomorrow. We're running out of time. Larry from Shiloh, always, as always, thank you very much for your jokes and your information. I appreciate you guys. Been out to Shiloh, the mayor of Shiloh, Mayor Veneer. What a great guy. What a great leader for his community. I mean, they're expanding out in Shiloh. And that's what you do when you're a public servant. Mayor Veneer is a public servant. He's fought hard for the people of Shiloh. He's helped bring development. And you know why people want to come out there? Because that's what those people are in Shiloh, public servants. Mayor Veneer and his people are public servants. People want to come out and work with public servants. And also the mayor of Freeburg, Seth Spicer, another great guy. Businesses is booming in Freeburg because of the leadership, because of the sincere leadership of these gentlemen who take time out to help their people. They are true public servants, and we want to salute both those guys. I don't want to salute Mayor Maximus Vaginas, also known as Pussy Boy Mark Eckert. What a low-life piece of crap. But they want to hold on to everything. They want 3 more weeks or 2 more weeks Kern does. And when I say Kern, you can put Eckert, Sprague, Barra Civic, all these bastards in one bunch because they are all the part of, guess what? What we talked about earlier, the Democratic organization. People, we don't need an organization. I told my producer, why do you need to go to church, this organized entity, church, if you believe in God, if you go out every day and do something right, and you live a good life, and you pray at night? Why do you have to go to church? Because they want control of you, just like the politicians. If you don't go to church, you can't give the church money. You can't give the church money, they don't survive. And I got to say, I'm not against churches, but why have churches if you're a true religious person? You don't need to go and have some man tell you about God. If you believe in God, you'll know about God. Why do you got to have organization for politics? You people are intelligent people, Democrats, Republicans, men, women, black and white. You don't need political leaders on either side telling you how to vote and what to do. Once again, organization. It's no good. We don't need organization. We can take care of ourselves. We need some guidance. We need leadership. We don't need corrupt political organizations. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of Radio, and you've been listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM, America's bi-state voice of freedom, insane broadcasting at its finest, radical radio as always. And we are always proud, very proud to be the Patriot. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place. We'll be all over Belleville again. We'll be all over this county, all over this state, all over this country, any place we need to be to stop this culture of corruption, this political culture of corruption that is killing this great country of ours. So let's continue, people, to unite. Men, women, black, white, Democrats, and Republicans. I said unite, not organize. We don't need an organization. We need unity. Let's unite and continue to expose these rotten bastard, no-count, low-life political crap bombs, these political parasitical punks, these rotten bastard cockroach-sucking son of a bitches. Let's continue to expose them. And like you do with a real cockroach, let's squash them. Let's squash them so they're no longer here to destroy us. Let's squash them as we do roaches, but let's do it politically, of course, right here on the dark side.
They're coming to take me away, ha-ha. They're coming to take me away, ho-ho, hee-hee, ha-ha. To the funny farm where life is beautiful all the time. And I'll be happy to see those nice young men in their clean white coats. And they're coming to take